Hi, something happened to my internet. I don't know what happened. It just went off. I'm sorry, but you're welcome still to my to my series. I don't know why it went off, but it's we're discussing social media, a blessing or a curse, right? And I was on the topic of why is it called social media? And I said social media is such a way that there is someone who is a source of information, and then there's a recipient, right? There's someone who provides information, and then somebody receives the information. So because of that back and forth thing, because somebody gives and another person receives, and as you receive, you can now reply or something, it makes it social media, right? So that's why it's called social media. And it's now there are different types of social media. I decided to check what are the types of social media, right? And the most popular social media platforms that we have of social media types are one of them is social networks, which is the most popular social network, which includes things like Facebook, like Instagram, like Twitter. Those are the social network sites. Then we also have the social media sharing platforms like YouTube, like Instagram, So those are Vimeo, where you share media, you share images or you share videos, and then it's a back and forth thing, right? And then we have the bookmarking sites like Pinterest, like Flipboard, like Digs, where you can just save links to what do you call it? It's save links to other articles or to sites that you have visited there, and you can always refer to those things, right? And there's also the microblogging sites. There are the blog comments and forums. We have the social review sites, things like TripAdvisor, Yelp, Foursquare, because most people, well, many people in this part of the world, before they get into anything, they want to check the reviews, right? So um those are there's social review sites, and then also there are community blogs and sharing economy networks. So sharing economy networks like Airbnb, Pantheon, Kickstarter, those are social media sharing economy networks, and people use those ones for like if you want to share just your business ideas and all that. So those are social networking, sharing economy networks. Sorry, and now to our main topic of is social media a blessing or a curse? Now you would have to tell me what you think. Is it a blessing or a curse? I went to check what the benefits of social media are and what the disadvantages are. And I'd like to start with the disadvantages. So the disadvantages of social media include one thing that is very common about social media is time. You easily lose time if you stay on social media. I mean, you could be on Facebook and look at your timepiece and realize, oh my God, I've spent 2 hours on Facebook or more. There are some people who don't, who just spend their whole day on social media. Now that's a disadvantage. Another disadvantage of social media is that you are very prone to cyberbullying. Now, before social media was available to us, we related interperson, like it was whatever information I had to share. Maybe I had to write an article, publish it in a magazine or newspaper or something for others to read, or write a book, and then they can criticize it. But with social media, you don't need any of that. You just write it on your page, on your wall, and people can now comment on it. So it makes you more vulnerable to being bullied, to being attacked, right? So that's a disadvantage of social media. Another disadvantage is it creates a disconnect very easily. Like, there are times I go out on the train, many times on the bus, and I just look around. And I notice that most people are on their phone. Now you can't. There's no way that 50% of those people are reading an article. You know, it might, or it just, even if it's an article, that article is most likely on a social media platform, or from a social media platform. So at the end of everything, you just find that people are not talking to each other. People are minding their personal business, which is basically their phone, right? Or their tablet, or maybe even their computer. So it prevents that, it reduces that interpersonal relationship, right? And another disadvantage of it is, for young people, this affects younger people mostly. They are very prone to being depressed. Watching other people's lives on social media, hearing what other people are able to do and all that. It makes you begin to think about yourself, to think that you're not doing well enough, and you basically just become depressed. Many people have fallen victim of that. So that's a disadvantage of social media. Another disadvantage is your privacy is out. It's really not there when you are on social media. You lose privacy, and it makes you more vulnerable to being to having your life being checked, by your company, by organizations, by the government, So you wouldn't consider that an advantage, right? Then criminals use social media to promote their evil, because it's open to everybody. They find their niche and begin to advertise. You hear of terrorist groups having social media accounts, So those are the some disadvantages of social media. But then let's talk about the advantages of social media. You see, growing up in my country, right? I come from Nigeria. Growing up there, where we went to school, when I went to school, and people in the era before mine, before social media became so available to us, if you went to school and you left school, you lose touch with all those people. Or maybe you met somebody interesting. If you did not exchange addresses or didn't exchange phone numbers, you've lost touch. But with social media now, you are able to meet up with people from your past, so that's an advantage. You're able to continue your relationship with people you already know. You're welcome. For those of you just joining, this is Untitled Online's first episode of the series, Sketch It, Living It, and I'm talking about the social media. Is it a blessing or a curse? Now, you can just leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I talked about the history of the internet briefly, and then of course what is social media, and the types of social media. Also, I just spoke about some disadvantages of social media, like cyberbullying, like spending so much time, like losing touch with people around you because you are connecting with people on the cyberspace, and also getting so engrossed on social media that you forget to commute to relate with people. Just time just goes, spending so much time on social media, and also losing your privacy. So that's I had a small recap. So you're welcome. Just comment if you have a comment, and so. But what I want to dwell on is the benefits of social media. Like I said, I for one have been able to meet up with people from my past, people who were secondary school classmates, people who were childhood classmates. Because of social media, we're able to now relate as if, to have a recap of the times we had, and then fill up the space of the times we lost, we didn't have together, and then now just move on from there. So that's a benefit of social media. Another benefit of social media is you're able to express your own idea. I used that same expressing your idea to describe why it could be a disadvantage, because you express your idea, you share your own, should I say, your own idea, and people bully you for it, right? So that's a disadvantage, but it's also an advantage, because if I have something to say, I don't have to go pay a publisher or a newspaper or something to publish it. I can go on my wall and type it, right? And people get to see it. I mean, and I could have views and all that. So that's an advantage. And another advantage of social media is you get to learn things. You educate yourself on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. You can learn. You can learn from Google. You know, there are ways you can grow your knowledge base using social media. So it's a very, I mean, it's a huge advantage. And then you can connect. Okay, of course, you can connect with anybody. Like, I could just get new friends on social media. Maybe not necessarily friends, but I could make new acquaintances, people who could, help me in different ways in life through social media, right? So that's an advantage that wasn't there before. Now, all you have to do is, I mean, search in some places and you are able to connect, right? Just learning how to do it. And then also, like I mentioned, that there one of the types of social media of the platforms is the social review platforms, right? Like I said, like TripAdvisor and all that. So like if you are somebody who likes to check what other people's experiences are with maybe a product, maybe with a destination, maybe with something, you are able to use social media to do that. Because you just go to where you use Yelp to check what people have reviewed, maybe a company, or reviewed a business, or reviewed a product. There are different ways to check for reviews, so you don't have to experience it to know. So that's a benefit of social media. And then the benefit I love the most about social media right now, well, one of the benefits I love the most about it is you can use it to promote and grow your business, whatever your business is. See, in those days, or before the advent of social media, or the advent of using it for your business, you had to have a brick and mortar business. You had to have a physical location. You had to have maybe word of mouth advertisement. People had to talk to other people about whether or not your business was worthy of their patronage. Or people also, I mean, you maybe paid people to do advertisements for you, maybe advertise on television, advertise on different platforms, physical platforms. But with social media now, you are able to introduce your business. You can even host your business online. And also, you can grow it. You can promote it. You can do almost everything that has to do with your business online. So that's a very huge advantage of social media. So with social media, with the internet, with this World Wide Web we're living in now, virtually of course, you are able to anybody can own a business. Anybody can grow their business. Anybody can be successful. Of course, there's always the negative to it, but sticking with the positive, you can grow your dreams. You can build them, you can start it, you can grow it, you can establish it. So that's basically what I had to discuss today. So with everything I have said, maybe you have a different opinion. If you have a different opinion on the topic, social media, a blessing or a curse, just comment below. Or maybe you have more information, maybe you have more to say about it, please comment below. Let me know what you think, and if you have ideas of something else you'd like me to talk about, you'd like us to discuss in future sessions, just let me know. But thank you so much for coming on my series of Sketch It, Living It. Don't forget, if you have a dream, if you have a passion, if you have an idea, don't think it is too big. Sketch it, write it down and pursue it so that you can live in it. Anybody can own a business now with social media, and you can be successful. All you need to do is learn how to do it. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of Labor Day for those of you in America. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye.